because like yo, it like we don't want to spend. Like I want to spend as little out of pocket as possible. If I do got to spend out of pocket, or if I need to find an investor, I need to also have a way to tell them, hey, dude, you can expect to get X amount of dollars back from what you gave us, because that's just a big part of the game. Like that's just such a big part of it. So the next thing is, and I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna give y'all a report back on this piece here too. But the next thing is for AI, right? SAG versus AI, the Screen Actors Guild versus AI. Replacing actors with AI, prepare your wallet. SAG AFTRA is toughening its approach to artificial intelligence in its latest contract covering TV commercials and advertisements. Yes. Unlike the 2023 film TV agreement that left many performers disappointed with weak AI protections, this pending deal will create financial disincentives for advertisers who replace humans with digital synthetic performers. Synthetic performers is such wild corporate jargon BS. This term actually just pissed me the F off. Synthetic performers is wild, bro. That's a wild way to talk about AI. Um, as a cost saving mechanism, companies also would need explicit permission to use actors' performances to train AI systems. Yes, good, right? Because AI, like these AI companies, literally will watch whatever they'll feed information into it, whether or not you've consented to it or not, and must delete those digital replicas after a set of time. All right, you can do the digital replicas, but it's already learned, so I don't know how good that is. Members finished voting on the deal today, with implications reach beyond commercials. This could foreshadow tougher demands when the union renegotiates with Hollywood. Yes, I'm a fan for restrictions on AI. Like I am a fan of restrictions on AI because I there's a section of STEM, and I think STEM is really important, that has lost sight of the humanities part of this too, right? So like you want to make sure that you get the combination of STEM with humanities, because you end up with the age old question. Love my guy, Jurassic Park. I can't remember his name. I have his face in my mind, but Jeff Goldblum, his line in one of the movie in one of the Jurassic movies was, "The scientists are so busy thinking could they never stop to think should they." And so somebody has to ask these folks who are doing this AI stuff, should we? And again, I'm not anti all AI. I think there's a lot of good AI out there, a lot of good um, AI to adopt and use, but it's not AI itself, because AI is just a tool. It's the people. And if you give the concept of this thing can save you money at the cost of like humanity, or uh, saving or interest in the humans who do the work currently, capitalists are always going to take the AI. They're always going to take the tool that makes it cheaper, because that is the entire function of capitalism. Not to get too much into that long spiel, because we can talk about capitalism all day, any day, baby. But more or less, like if the workers don't fight back, the capitalists are always going to like do their best to squish them, because in the long run, squishing them helps the capitalists gain money. So that's how that goes. Along those lines, I did see this from Reddit, our filmmakers from Costco Disco. Uh and I understand why people are fearful. I totally get why people are scared. It makes perfect sense. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Makes perfect sense, but I do think there's some good collectiveness that's like coming about, because we've learned from generations prior. So they said they've just seen a new AI video audio clip from Google's VO3, and they're terrified for the future of filmmaking. Yes, in its current state, the AI videos aren't quite there yet, but at the rate it's improving, it could be 3 to 5 years or less, probably, before AI can make a whole feature. But will it be good? The US government isn't going to stop it or slow it down anytime soon, and the film industry is currently floundering with tons of filmmakers out of work. This is just horrible timing. And beyond seeing studios saying this is a major cost cutter, see, I just said it. They always think about the cost. They don't think about anything else besides that. something I don't see brought up a lot is that once it's good enough and anybody can get their hands on the software, we're stopping people from just generating their own films or TV shows for themselves to watch. Something curated specifically for them. At that point, I feel like it's just the end of the industry. Sure, people like us will always want art made by people and will always want something with heart and soul, but we aren't the vast majority of people. Most people don't have the taste that we do and accept anything as long as it's entertaining. This last year, with what there was for AI generation, there were many people who were excited by the thought of using AI to make whatever they wanted. This is just the first time in a while that I really thought this industry might truly be destined for the gutter during my lifetime, and I'm horrified. You know, let's think about that for a second. Because I don't want to dismiss this person. This it's a real fear. It's a real fear that people actually have, and this is the case with like any music out. Anytime something new comes out, people are always fearful. This one, I can understand the fear. So this, I say this is a few like this is a several fold thing in my eyes, right? Like 100% they're right. The U.S. government isn't going to stop it, at least not without poking and prodding from the film industry or from unions within the film industry. And if, especially maybe during this administration, I don't know if the next administration, if we have a next administration, different, but with this current administration, they won't listen to the unions per se, right? They're gonna more likely listen to the CEOs on this one. Excuse me. So I don't expect this current government to stop anything, because studios see this as a major cost cutter. Excuse me, Jesus, I feel like Valkyrie. Sorry. So they do see it as a cost cutter. So I agree with this point completely. What's stopping people from just generating their own films or TV shows for themselves to watch? I would keep it a buck. I have two reasons why people aren't going to do this. The first one is laziness, right? Like, sure, there'll be some people, right? But it's not going to be a lot of people. And so most people are not going to do the work, even as simple as using artificial intelligence to create films or TV shows that they also want to watch, right? So that's number one, just laziness. People just aren't. I don't think people are that like. I forgot this is all. This is paused. I keep saying changing it. I gotta change it again. I feel like this is not a yeah, Tuner Cinema Club. That's a good playlist for today. Um, yes, I'm thinking of that. Two is also something that he says in the very next sentence, which is sure, people like us will always want art made by people and was always want something with heart and soul. That's the other reason why. People, most viewers, they don't just watch like slop for slop's sake, right? Like, yes, we could talk about reality TV, but even then, there's still some level of production curation and it's the liveness of it. Um, but the stories that folks tell resonate with people and people watch them because there is a connectivity between humans that I don't think AI can replicate. Like if especially if it's just pure AI, maybe you use AI to get like the bones of something and then you add in whatever, which I'm not 100% for, but simultaneously, if you were to do that, whatever. um but it is legitimately the heart and soul of the story that makes people actually watch it, right? Because you can take a story that has a formula, a very simple formula. K dramas. I love Korean shows. I love K dramas. Love them to death. They all have a very similar formula if you watch them, especially the romance ones. Very, very similar formula. It's usually a rich guy or a wealthy guy, poor to do lady or average lady, right? um then they meet, and it goes one of two ways. You have the traditional lovers to friends trope. So they meet, they hate each other, they can't stand one another. He's rich and pompous, she's down to earth and real. She grows potatoes. I watch Potato Farm, really good. She give it a shot, right? But then all of a sudden they start to like each other. Then boom, something happens and they have to break up, or they're not going to make it. And then at the end of the show they get back together. I have watched like at least 30 plus of those shows. People still watch it. Um, Anime. Show, if you watch one shonen, you've watched them all. Naruto, One Piece, My Hero Academia, uh, pick a Jujutsu Kaisen, right? And there's different things in the stories that make the Dragon Ball Z. There's different things in the stories that make them unique, sure, but by and large, your stories are the same. The thing that makes them interesting is the nuances that folks add into those stories. The writers, the developers, the writers and animators, the artists who put nuance into those stories that make them a little bit more related, but a little bit more special to people. Because that's at the heart of it, right? Like most shonen comes from manga, so it's not like the shows are just fresh from being shows. There's usually something behind them, and the manga artists and the manga writers tend to put heart into it because that's kind of at the heart of being a manga. Otherwise, it's going to come across as derivative, right? Because AI only spits out like amalgamations of things that's been given to it. So if you just tell it, hey, make me a TV show about a working mom in Indiana in the 90s whose husband also has a decent job with three kids, two of her kids. And I would like this little like you're not gonna get Roseanne. Like you have to put in so much information in order for you to spit out a show as good as Roseanne. So I understand where this guy is coming from, but I don't think we're anywhere near as close to being like even remotely near this particular place, like whatsoever. Um, in some comments, I don't know, maybe I think there will be a want and need for live action for a while yet. Who knows? Audiences might reject AI films. I think they will. People are already getting upset if big studios companies are using AI, and that I agree with. I'm sure it'll find its audience, but how many people thought we'd all be wearing VR headsets 24/7? Hell, how many people thought we'd all be rolling around on segways? That's actually funny. Oh, there'll be a ton of AI content, so much that I'm not sure audiences will really seek it out. They'll be bombarded with it. That is actually probably true. We love trends. We love trends. We seek stories not just to pass the time, but as a human condition. Films didn't destroy plays, and I doubt AI will completely destroy filmmaking. This guy makes a great point. Like, we seek stories not just to pass the time, but as a human condition, right? We want that connection. We want somebody. We want to see a story and think, oh, that is like me. We want to see a character and say, oh, I like this character. Or I hate that character. Sometimes you don't want to like characters. And films didn't destroy place, so it would certainly disrupt the powers that be and the gatekeepers of what gets made and where it is seen. Where as filmmakers, you need to forge your own path, and as it'll be quite different than the past few decades. This might be a good thing. Oh man, there was another post I don't think we got into. No, we did. We did. We talked about the end of the film industry, or somebody said Hollywood is dead or something like that. And I agree. It's a changing of the guard, man. Like the level of accessibility that we all have right now is so high. Like I'm sitting here talking on Twitch. Who knows where this can go? Right now, it's just me talking about this stuff, right? And my, handful of viewers. We might end up with 500, 1,000, 1,500 people like who are coming together to talk about these things and have audiences where we can watch people's short films together. And who knows what exactly that'll bring to like these particular folks and the opportunities that might arise. Because you don't need like there's also the side of goes, how do you make money doing this? Well, like big budget films get money from sponsors and stuff because they'll say, hey, give us X amount of money, this one project will go to like 300 million people or 20 million people or whatever the case is. studio I mean Companies can simultaneously take that same money and spread it across so many smaller projects that'll also reach 20 million people. So how do there's different ways. Give it 10 to 15 years, Segway's going to come back in a big way. That's hysterical. That's actually really, really funny. What's going on this? People just because they're all debating, they're all debating. AI films will not take over the entire industry. They'll be their own subgenre added to the rest. This I can agree with. I agree with that. And I'm actually not even. I actually think we won't see AI like films be pushed by studios. I think it'll be by like independent content creators who again, there are folks who just love the idea of technology for better or for worse. And so they just push out whatever, like all the Studio Ghibli stuff, like all the AI animated things, like all those, whatevers. Honestly, AI hurts like independent, smaller, like drawing and painting artists more than it hurt the film industry, I think. Um, so yeah, and then conversely, I did see this one. Uh Spotify. I gotta get a Spotify pause, but in my Elgato deck. Maybe I'll do that before I go to after I go to before I change here. So this person, I just watched it to make sure there was no like something crazy, but I didn't watch the full thing. Sorry, go back. Proof that AI isn't killing the live action film industry. So he's reacting to Texas social media posts we're seeing declaring the latest AI generated the death of the film industry.
Hey, just want to call quick BS on all of the crypto bros declaring the film industry dead because of some new AI technology, whether that is Google.
And so I gotta pause it here because yes, it is always the crypto bros, dude. It is always the finance bros, the fintech dudes. It's never actual artists, man. It's always finance dudes and like not even real scientists. It's like pseudo crypto dudes. Like, oh, new technology. Oh, new technology. Like, I'm a technophile, dude. We got to stop with that.
Hey, just want to call quick BS on all of the crypto bros declaring the film industry dead because of some new AI technology, whether that is Google Flow or VO3, all very impressive technologies. But no, they are not going to kill the film industry. My name is Kevin Cate, an independent filmmaker, and all of the evidence that you need for this are the Billboard charts for any musical genre you can think of. For 2 or 3 years, AI has been able to produce music that like a casual listener might think is real, and no one is listening, no one is downloading it. There are no AI pop stars happening. And so
I mean, some people think certain pop stars are AI. Might as well be anyway.
Ignore these people. These are the same kind of people that call Twitter X, so their opinion doesn't matter.
That's funny. That I'm sorry. I'm like, Joe, think about the people who actually call Twitter X. I don't call Twitter X. I still call it Twitter.
So their opinion doesn't matter. The only threat to filmmaking is not making new films, not making art. Please drop a like and a follow because that's exactly what we're doing here.
He's spitting. He is 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 spitting. Yes. I'm not gonna get into that one. But yeah, I agree. I agree. I do think I want to listen to the VEO thing. Because that's kind of what folks are talking about. They're talking about the Google VEO 3. And I haven't seen that yet, so I'm not gonna watch a full 20 minutes on it, but let's look at this demo. That looks terrible.
This is fine.
This is not fine. That does not look real.
This is fine.
That doesn't even look real.
Ready for me to do a 360 no scope?
This new generation is weird.
I mean, the vocal sound is sometimes.
Thank God for playback. I have no idea what I'm doing.
Is this actually VEO 3?
I hate the rain.
The wind moves in weird ways today.
Yeah. No, that was for sure.
How does Tom Cruise do this?
Look how cinematic
The first
we
two
are.
looks bad, but I don't know. Maybe it's because I watched Corridor Crew that like I can
so
see
weird.
the imperfections very easily.
Here I go to work again.
Thank God we aren't real.
You know, I will say for somehow in some way, surprisingly, the black characters so far have looked better.
Today just sucks.
Did you say Urge?
Urge today just. Urge today just.
I don't know why that pronunciation is making me cackle. Urge today just sucks.
Sucks.
No.
But
The black characters
tomorrow
look
is
better.
a new day.
Ooh, that's terrible. Terrible.
Keep going, we are nearly there!
But none of this is real?
See?
What's crazy? People think we're fake.
You have no idea what I'm capable of.
This isn't a movie, man.
Wonder how.
I will say these. So the thing is, this demo shows that yes, I'm not gonna lie to you. It is actually quite impressive. It is definitely impressive. I will admit that.
Do we have to take over this place?
Nah, not worth it.
I have the high ground. Don't try it.
You underestimate my power.
I gotta admit that it was a little bit impressive, to be quite frank. Um, but simultaneously, like, again, there's very clear deficiencies. It is a demo, of course. I don't see it doing enough to take anything over, honestly. Maybe tomorrow we'll do some more Google VO insights and reviews. So I do want to get to the game today. So I don't know. I don't think it's too crazy. I don't think it's that like uh, you know what I think it is? I think it's about all about what's in the hands of the creator, like who's actually creating it. If you're giving it to like a layperson, there's nothing like there's no chance it's gonna be all that good. If you give it to like a certified person who's like really trying to do film and this is what they do, and they actually study the craft and they understand filmmaking properly, I know it's probably pretty loose because it's a creative art, so there's like little things here and there. If you give it to somebody like that, then oh yeah, they're gonna make some bangers, right? But it's also not. It doesn't. It's not simple because you have to also fine tune all of the imperfections out of it, the uncanny valleys. Um, you then have to also like make sure the voice lines are good and giving you exactly what you need. It'd be painstaking. And it wouldn't even be cheap. So I don't. I see it having a use case down the line for some things, but I'm not worried. I'm not worried at all. All right, but I use the restroom. Grab you. Listen to some tunes.